I am James Robert Barrera.
And I am Banzo Mithongsay.
And I'm Gian Nawi. And I'm Cyber J. Nadella. And I am Abdina Iqbal.
Together, we'll take you through the story of how the 1987 Constitution was born, a document that restored our democracy after years of dictatorship.
We'll learn how it was written, what it stands for, and why it still matters today.
To understand that 1887 Constitution, we need to go back to the difficult time, the martial law and era under President Marcos.
In 1972, Marcos declared martial law, claiming it was to protect the nation, but in reality, it marked the beginning of repression when the rights were taken away: freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and even the right to protest. Thousands of Filipinos were imprisoned, tortured, or silent. The government controlled almost every part of people's lives.
But after more than a decade, the people had enough. In February 1986, millions joined Handa and EDSA people power. Revolution, a peaceful uprising that needed the dictatorship.
And when Corazon Aquino became president after the revolution, she promised to bring back democracy, starting with a new constitution that truly represented the will of the people.
On April 23, 1986, President Aquino issued Proclamation No. 9 creating the 1986 Constitutional Commission or CONCOM.
It had 48 members chosen from different sectors: judges, teachers, priests, lawyers, journalists, and labor leaders. They come from all walks of life.
They worked for months inside the Batasang Pambansa, building, debating major issues like human rights, freedom, and government structure.
One of the commissioners, Cecilia Nunez Palma, said, "We must ensure that never again shall the Filipino people live in fear of their own government."
After 4 months of discussion, they finished the draft on October 15, 1986.
And on February 2, 1987, the Filipino people approved it in a national vote. More than 3 out of 4 Filipinos said yes.
That's how the 1987 Constitution, the one we use today, was born.
The 1987 Constitution is made up of 18 articles, and it begins by declaring that the Philippines is a democratic and republican state, where sovereignty resides in the people.
It also divided among 3 branches of government.
The executive branch, headed by the president, enforces the law.
The legislative branch, composed of the Senate and House of Representatives, make the laws.
And the judicial branch, led by the Supreme Court, interprets the law.
These branches are equal and independent, following the principle of checks and balances, so no branch can dominate the others.
Another important part is the Bill of Rights. It protects our freedom, speech, religion, the press, and the right to due process.
These were lessons learned from the dictatorship. They remind us that power should never be abused again.
The 1987 Constitution also gives more power to local government, allowing provinces and cities to make decisions for their communities.
It established an independent constitutional commissions like COMELEC, Civil Service Commissions, and Commission on Audit to ensure honest and accountability in government.
It also created the Commission of Human Rights, whose job is to protect citizens from abuses and defend basic human rights.
And let's not forget, it promotes social justice, equal opportunities, and the idea the process should benefit anyone, not just the people.
The 1987 Constitution is more than just words on paper, just a symbol of hope.
It restored democracy after years of darkness and gave Filipinos the power of choose their leaders fairly.
For almost 4 decades, it has guided for government and protecting our rights.
But it also reminds that democracy is never perfect. It needs people who are informed, active, and courageous.
As the Constitution says, sovereignty resides in the people, and all government authority emanates from them.
That means the real power doesn't belong to politicians. It belongs to us, the people.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode of the Voice of the Republic.
We hope you learned how the 1987 Constitution came to life and why it's treasure worth protecting.
It's not just history, it's living promise that our freedom and dignity will.
Let's do our part to keep the promise alive by staying informed, speaking up, and standing for what's right.
Thank you for joining us today.
Until next time, this has been Voice of Republic.
We're the people's voice in the heart of the nation.